Good morning, Central Florida and fellow gardeners. I got a treat for y'all today. My rain lilies are blooming. Check out this money shot. We're going to start right here on the corner. So, this pot, rain lilies, calibacores, some dianthus that are on their last leg that can use maybe one more cutback, but I doubt it. They're probably done until next season. But look at how this pot echoes this pot. I made a matching pot. So this is the one I did the video on that it had the aphids. So I isolated, I treated it, and I moved it. So now I moved it from over there, but I'm liking it here in the garden. It's not right next to it, but I may move them back together because I like how that potato vine is like very, very full. So that's echoing pretty here in this purple garden with these helichrysums and these Priscilla petunias. They're still doing good. And when I'm down here, like I tell y'all, I'm always deadheaded. So I can see that this needs to be deadheaded to get more blooms. So I take that off and then I'm going to get a new purple ball. And I do that when I'm down here. So I just did these. So they're fine because we just got a good rain. Okay. Look up here in this garden. Those rain lilies have exploded. And I mass planted them in this one here because I knew that that one, I knew this was going to put on a show. And it's still more buds to come. I even have an elephant ear in the mix that's picking up on those pinks with this calibracore that I took from my baby's fairy garden. And I got some moms blooming in the back. Now, I still have a lot of moms. Everybody say I should have kept cutting the moms back so that they can come out in the fall. But if I got enough, I'm gonna let them put on a show whenever they want to. And I got some that I'm cutting back for the fall. So there are some right there, as a matter of fact, that's coming up with a curcumin that's gonna bloom in about a month or so. The leaves are coming out of everything. Everything is blooming so early this year, y'all. Like my curcumins, the leaves weren't coming up out the soil until like June last year. Everything is exploding. So even in hanging baskets, I put the rain lilies. So I put them everywhere because look at them. I mean, why not? Just these are like a staple in my garden, even though they don't bloom all the time. But when they do, they bloom about twice, three times out the year. But when they do, they they really make a statement. So I have them sprinkled throughout, and they're echoing everything. My daylily is blooming. That daylily has been there for about 5 years. It got cut off when the guy painted our house about 3 years ago, and it didn't put on the show. But just look at it. Now, I was disappointed with these. I can't remember what these are called. They look like nasturtiums, but it's some sort of weed. But when you look at it from a distance, it's kind of, it gives a kind of nice like fairyland type backdrop with the ladies and all the color. So I think I'm gonna let them do their thing a little bit right now. After this show in the summertime, I'll probably come in and put some weed suppression on them. But don't you think that kind of add a little something to this look? I mean, I don't know. I didn't like them at first, but right now I'm kind of liking them, and I'm gonna leave them until after the summer. My East Friesland salvias are blooming. Of course, if I put these in the ground, they would take off like crazy. But I'm a container gardener, so that'll happen later on. I got some more daylilies about to bloom. These are the ones that have the burgundy and yellow. Those are the only ones that I have in that kind of persimmon color. Those are the only ones in that color. I got those years ago from Cottage Gardens. Um, but yeah, so let's take a look at the backyard. The hydrangeas are still budding up. My tuxedo hydrangeas. These are the white weddings. I went ahead and brought them out the greenhouse so they can get more sun and bud up. So back here, I had a rose that it's coming back, but yeah, this had happened. It was dry. It needed some food, and it's actually ready to go back to a spot. I don't see buds yet, but I definitely see tons of new growth. So I think I can take it out the plant hospital and reintroduce it back into garden society. These I'm treating for mealybugs and aphids, and I think a couple of more days over here and they'll be fine. Just a couple more treatments. As you can see, my salvia is looking good, and I put some sedum in there, but I'm gonna backfill with a little bit more sedum. But both of them unfortunately had insect damage. But look, I got blooms. Even with the damage, I got blooms. So I'm gonna treat them a little bit more, cut back some of these. But look at all the new growth. Oh my goodness. Look at the new growth on here. So that's gonna be a pretty pot when it comes to petition. And my arborvitaes, my hibiscus. Look at those bees already on top of those salvias. They're loving life. My agapanthus are still opening. So they all open in different stages. Of course, they don't all bloom at the same time like I would like them to. Because couldn't you imagine this whole row just looking like this with those blues in the background? I got my pentas from last year. These things never stop blooming, and I didn't cut them all the way down. I just want to see how tall they can top out at. I let the front grow. All of this right here is new growth, but this back here, that was from last year. I just want to see how big it's going to get. Those are the peachy kings that I just bought. I've been waiting on from Crossing Gardens, and they are going to spill over those pots to match the beautiful hibiscus bloom, of course. And there's another peachy king back there in that pot. And that's what the color is going to look like spilling over. Okay, so oh, let me show y'all my mambo, my black mambo petunia. It's blooming, the first one. So that's supposed to be a black and white pot. Now what I'm thinking about doing is taking some of this latte petunia and mixing it in with that pot. And I think that's gonna be gorgeous. So, and y'all, last year I didn't even get a bloom on this agapanthus, so I'm curious to see what this bloom is gonna be. But I left it alone. Like I said, I learned that agapanthus like to be I see a weed, so I'm pulling a weed. That's the rule. See a weed, pull a weed. But agapanthus like to be root bound in order to put on the show. So I left it alone this second year. And it could have been that they were baby plants. So I don't see a bud in this one yet, but I'm hopeful since that one I planted them at the same time. But I'll get to see what color that one is going to be this year. Also, these didn't bloom last year. I'm like surprised, but I got a bloom. Well, I got something look resemble a bud, so maybe it'll open up this year. I'm not sure. My red fragrant roses are reblooming. This is the second flush on them because I had to strip them. They got leaf spot real bad. So all I do is I just restrip my stuff, y'all. I'm learning that anytime you restrip your roses, they come right back. Like, and they rebloom. This is their second bloom. You know, our blooming season started about February. So yeah. But over here, look, and this is my second one. Remember I showed y'all that pretty tri-colored rose that I got that influenced this garden colors with that pretty peachy lemonade color? Well, look, this is their second. I cut that bloom off almost a month ago, and look, I got buds coming back. I put them over there. I just repotted them up yesterday. So they're getting ready to bloom again. So this garden is gonna always be in color. I need to deadhead a little bit on those dog. I can't think of the name of them right now. Those oh goodness, why I can't think of the name of them. But y'all know what they are. But I got the yellow ones and the lemonade color ones. So this one here had some aphids, but as you can see, I sprayed it and they're already coming back buds. I've treated the pot and it's already coming back. So get on top of that stuff while it's early. My peppers are looking good. I got the other pot on the porch because I'm harvesting from it and I'm trying to decide what type of pot I'm going to put them in. The ones I planted in the ground here, these salvias, they're looking good. I think I'm gonna interplant something else in between. I'm getting ready to deadhead, and I don't know, I have an idea to put something right there on the edge and let it spill over. And let's see, over here, everything is blooming. More salvia. This is the rockin' blue suede shoes, I think, intermingled with these dang, why can't I call the name of them right now? Why am I going a blank this morning? But you guys know what they are. You watching our videos. The blew my mind evolvias, they are still blooming. So as you can see, this is my blue area. And I have more here in the pot, and then I put another. Okay, so y'all saw when I did this pot about 2 weeks ago. So the cafe latte petunias are starting to come over, so they're going to do just what I want them. They're going to spill over the sides, intermingle with that white lantana. My crepe myrtle is budding up. And this time of year they get those aphids, but I'll just continue to spray those, and I'll water spray them, and if I can remember, I'll spray them with some dead bug tonight. I got a rose over here. This was my last year Mother's Day gift to myself last year. I had a show earlier, but she's kind of slow this year. I don't know if it's because I up potted her. But she's not blooming like she normally do. But I'm gonna wait. Maybe she just want to do it later on her own time. She might want to steal the show. Here is my variegated hibiscus. And I tell y'all, every time I come out here, I see a bloom. Like, it don't bloom heavy like my other hibiscus, but every time I come out here, I see at least one bloom. So there it is. I'm not crazy about the bloom, but I put it over here on this side because it got a red bloom. And I got rhythm and repetition red. I got shots of red popping out from everywhere. So as you can see, the red roses, and then the crepe myrtle is gonna bloom red, and then I got the red mandevillas in the pot. And then so I just popped this over here because it has a red bloom. So the variegation will look better over against that brown wall over there. I'm gonna move it later on once it stopped blooming. I just said I'll leave it here for now until I'm done with this garden. But oh my goodness, look at these twilight agapanthus up against this beautiful verbena sparkling amethyst, the one that has never stopped blooming. It could use some deadheading. And here we go, another pot of rain lilies. Now it was raining, plus my grandbaby been sick, so I have an excuse as to why I hadn't come out here and deadhead. This Veronica probably would have been looking a little better had I got on top of it, and they would have been blooming in tandem, but it's okay. But I also see, I told y'all that's one of our biggest nemesis here. Look at this, mealy bugs. So I'm gonna get on top of that. That is why this sparkling amethyst is sitting there, because last night I pulled it out the garden because I realized it wasn't blooming as heavy as the other one. And of course it was mealy bugs. Now the salvia is still doing good, but it's this. So I'm treating that right now. I pulled it out and I'm treating that. But the rudbeckia, I need the deadhead. They usually get mealy bugs. So I'm just going to do a preventative spray on them. I got this intense celosia. I'm trying to see how long they're going to last in this heat, because our heat got hot fast this year. So yeah. And again, when you see a weed full of weed, look how this wheat trying to blend in like it's a piece of the plant. Like, they sneaky, but you gotta know your stuff and be on top of it. But I'll handle that later. But yeah, I just wanted y'all to see. Okay, my potato slit. Look at my potato vine. Like, it's growing. That thing is reaching all the way out the fence. So I just want to see what it would do as a whole potato. And it's actually doing good. And I'm going to plant it up because, I mean, why not? It's a sweet potato vine. And I have pots of sweet potato vine. I like how the black, it start out with black leaves and then they turn this color. But I'm going to just see what it do. I'm going to let it do its thing. I got another one over there. Oh, this garden, this is the tree that I trimmed. I limbed up my loquat tree, so now I can plant under it. I made a bed. I got some penstemon. This is my first year doing penstemon, and I've cut them back, and now they're on their second flush, intermingled with some daylilies. I got my what is that called? Goodness, I can't even call it, and it's so popular here in Florida. Goodness, I don't know right now, but y'all know what it is. Okay, and I did this pot the other day, and the rain lily still bloomed, even though I just potted up, and it got another bud. So that means I'm gonna have some more blooms. So this is my process table. This is stuff that gotta go in a home, and I just got it sitting here getting ready to make containers. I come out here in the evening. Sometimes I put my umbrella up, and this is where I work at and make my pot. Over here, oh, there's my baby's fairy garden. So much for the pretty fairy garden. She set it up, and but it's still blooming. But I can't say that she been spending much time out here, just like I thought she would. And there's some stuff back there that's not blooming, like, you know, azaleas. Here's some more roses, but I'm gonna pull these roses out because they're budding up. These are the peach roses, and I'm gonna put them back in their place. I mean, they're budding, and I just defoliated these like a week ago, and these things are already, see, that's what I'm saying. All you have to do is defoliate your roses, and they come right back. Like, this ain't even been a good week and a half. And I defoliate this whole plant. I think I got the video on it because they were doing what this one did. This was the original one that got sick. I see that its buds are a little smaller, and I treated this one for something, but they getting buds. And those I did later. They weren't even as sick as this one. Another azalea. They all, I leave them back here until they get ready to rebloom again. They're reblooming azaleas. This is the Cleome, Senorita from Proven Winners. This is that dahlia that I cut back that had that powdery mildew so bad. I'm getting a lot of foliage. I thought I saw buds on here, so I'm hopeful it'll bloom one more time. It had a pretty yellow bloom, but I don't know. I don't see the buds anymore. Maybe what I thought was buds was just oh, there it is. See, there's a bud. So hopefully I'll get another bloom. There's a bud too. So I'm gonna see. I'm not gonna give up because I'm determined to get a dahlia to bloom good here. I've struggled with them for the past couple of years. This Thai basil, I need to cut back. They have some pretty blooms. So another lantana. So this garden I've been weeding, and I'm reworking this garden. So it's a working process. Those roses I told you about, I'm gonna replace them right back here. All three of them go here. I'm gonna move these crepe myrtles back out there over with the other ones, but I needed to treat them. They had a little powdery mildew. And the last part I'm gonna show you is my black magic elephant ears that I'm gonna up pot. I had started them from a tiny, this one came from a tuber, and these are starts. So I'm potting up this pot. I'm gonna intermingle these with some Proven Winter Heart to Heart. These are some white salvias compared to this white salvia. I like this one better. This is the Snow Hill white salvia. These are perennial. I have them with my Roman candle podocarpus, and I didn't get a chance to get up in here and fertilize my gardenias because remember the bird issue I had, so I couldn't get a hold of this bed like I wanted to, and I haven't gotten a good show yet of my gardenias. I got buds, but I'm gonna come in and fertilize, and I think I'll get a show. So that's about it right now. Thank you guys for watching. Just let you see what's going on here in Central Florida. And yeah, I'm about to get at it because it's hot. It's getting hot, guys. Hot early. So I'll see y'all in the next video. Remember, God loves you as do I.